No, we're gonna lose this out here.
Peer pressure,
Okay,
you have to do
any
it.
questions before we get started?
No,
Toss up 1. The doll effect describes this phenomenon over a small distance, and it is measured with a tribometer and causes triboelectric effect. The Tomlinson model describes this phenomenon, and Amundsen names 2 laws that govern this force. Directly proportional
Red 3, friction.
for power. Bonus, this woman wove a burial shroud each day only to unravel it at night. For 10 points each, identify this mythological woman who was the wife of Odysseus.
It is named Harrison.
Penelope.
That is correct. Penelope's bed was built into this kind of tree. This kind of tree was also gifted by Athena to a city seeking a man.
Sounds good enough.
Pomegranate?
Incorrect. Bounce back?
Cypress.
Incorrect. Olive tree.
Oh.
The aforementioned burial shroud was for what man? Penelope's father-in-law.
Laertes.
Yes. For 20 on the bonus. Toss up 2. Deities live on the plane of high heaven in this religion, and its underworld is known as Yomi. Drops off of a
Green 2.
for power. Bonus. James Gosling developed this language that was originally known as O. For 10 points each, identify this object-oriented programming language developed at Sun Microsystems. Answer?
C++.
Incorrect. Bounce back?
Python.
Incorrect. Java.
Oh.
The graphical user interface of Java is provided by what library? Answer?
Library of Congress.
Incorrect. Bounce back? Swing library. Bonus the last. This other programming language uses its white space and is commonly used for scripts on web servers. It is named after a British sketch comedy show.
Python?
Yes. Toss up 3. The city's highest point, Montmartre, is just 425 feet above sea level after having been leveled in the 1700s. Notable sites in the city include the Bataclan Theater, which was the site of the 2015 terrorist attack, and the offices of the newspaper Charlie Hebdo.
Red 3, Paris.
Yeah. Bonus 3 characters in this novel are invited to watch a trial by Reverend Sight. For 10 points each, identify this novel that ends with the death of Bob Ewell, whose townspeople allegedly fell on his own mouth.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus Finch defends Tom Robinson, who is accused of raping one daughter of Bob Ewell.
Male Yule.
Incorrect. Bounce back.
Mary.
Incorrect. It's Mayella.
I said Male.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. Or like Mayu or
I said
something.
Male Yule.
Oh, the other
Oh, you
name.
kind of slid it.
Bonus, in 2015, Harper Lee released what novel that is viewed as the sequel to To Kill a Mockingbird, but was actually just an early draft of the novel.
Go Settle Watchmen.
That is correct. For 30 on the bonus. Toss up 4. This creator of the printing yard in Kitai Road founded a fighting force known as the Streltsy. This man captured the Kazan Khanate and was ordered the Novgorod massacre.
Red 3, Ivan 4.
I'm not sure. I just have to double check. I can't.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm sorry. Well, that's great. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
it's
hold back.
sorry. We have to check to make sure.
What am I?
Just as a question, if I answered that where I did, would that have been power?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Good knowledge.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what that meant.
Do they have Ivan the Terrible on there?
Just that.
Um,
Okay, power. Toss up, or excuse me, bonus. your bonus. Identify these U.S. national parks for 10 points each. Mount Desert Island is contained within what Maine National Park that is the furthest east of any park in the continental U.S.? Answer?
Hungary.
That is incorrect. Bounce back. Incorrect. It's Acadia National Park.
Whoa.
What U.S. state is home of the Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Arches, Bryce Canyon, and Zion National Parks?
Utah.
What national park located along the namesake river south of Cleveland is the only U.S. national park in the state of Ohio? Answer?
No.
Bounce back?
Big man.
Incorrect. It's Cuyahoga Valley National Park. 10 on the bonus. Toss up 5. These organelles have a toll-like receptor 5, and they are related to axial filaments in 9 spirochetes. All of these organelles have an MS ring, and in their axoneme, they have a 9+2 arrangement of microtubules attached to a basal body via a hook.
Red 3. Centrioles.
That is incorrect. And consisting of a rod and a filament, for 10 points, identify the cellular organelle that has a whip-like structure used to aid in movement.
Green 3.
Your bonus. This letter was published in the newspaper L'Aurore in 1898. For 10 points each, identify this letter that accused the French government of anti-Semitism for its arrest of Alfred Dreyfus.
Shaquille.
Yes. J'accuse was written by what French author of Germinal? Answer?
Jacques.
Incorrect. Math back.
Henderson.
Zola.
That is correct. The newspaper L'Aurore was published by what future French Prime Minister who would represent the nation at the Versailles Peace Conference?
Big eye.
Incorrect. Math back.
Clemenceau.
Yes. So that's
Ooh, that's fancy.
Toss up 6. This composer created a mixed media piece based on the life of Edouard Muybridge entitled The Photographer, and Allen Ginsberg inspired this man's Plutonian Ode. This man created music to a movie subtitled Life Out of Balance, entitled Koyani Skotsi. This man wrote an opera about a man who employs Horemheb as a general in Akhenaten. While in a different opera, this composer created movements connected by a series of knee plays. For 10 points, identify this minimalist composer of Einstein on the beach.
Red 1.
Plus.
Good job.
Cool.
Bonus. Answer these questions about a European author for 10 points each. What author included the stories The Lawyer of Glass and The Gypsy Girl in his collection entitled Exemplary Novels?
Henderson.
Cervantes.
Correct. Cervantes is perhaps best known for what novel about a knight who loves a farm girl that he names Dulcinea?
Yeah.
Don Quixote.
Correct.
Good job, Deutsch.
In one scene from Don Quixote sees the title character joust with what items that he imagines to be giants?
Windmills.
That is correct for 39. Pause up 7. This poet stated, "We come to know the planks that answer to our feet." In the poem, "A Prison Gifts to Be a Friend." This poet described an inebriate of air and a debauchee of dew. In the poem, "I taste a liquor never brewed."
Green 3.
That is correct. Bonus. Aerosols and foams are examples of these systems. For 10 points each, identify these systems in which one substance is dispersed throughout another.
Colloid.
That is correct. Milk is an example of this type of colloid that is a liquid dispersed in another liquid. That is incorrect. Bounce back. Emulsion. Colloids exhibit this effect in which light is scattered by the particles in the colloid. That is correct. 20 on the bonus. Toss up 8. This man wrote that governments should guarantee their citizens a minimum income, while in another work, this author stated that tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. In addition to writing Agrarian Justice and The Age of Reason, he stated,
Green 2.
yes. Bonus. Answer the following questions about Japanese artist Katsushika Hokusai for 10 points each. Man in Bridge Bridge and the Great Wave off of Kanagawa is included in what Hokusai collection named for a physical feature in Japan?
Mount Fuji.
Incorrect. Bounce back.
Answer.
It is 36 views of Mount Fuji. Hokusai worked in what style of Japanese woodcut whose name translates as Pictures of the Floating World?
Ukiyo-e.
Yes. In The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife, Hokusai included a young woman intertwined with two of these sea creatures.
Octopus?
Yeah, so let's compare the two animals. Toss-up 9. This man gave a speech entitled Appeal of the 18th of June and wrote a book, Army of the Future. This world leader succeeded Rene Coty and instigated the chamber crisis. This man famously fled by helicopter before a meeting with his council of ministers. This leader signed the Evian Accords during the War for Algerian independence and sealed his defeat to the FLN. For 10 points, identify this leader of the French Fifth Republic. Charles de Gaulle. Toss-up 10. Also drafted in the 2015 draft was this running back from the University of Georgia who was drafted in the first... Oh, I'm so sorry. I just read a bonus. Toss-up 10. When the show first debuted in 1996, it was hosted by Craig Kilborn, and the show's theme song was Dog on Fire, performed by They Might Be Giants. One host of the show took on the hosts of CNN's Crossfire in a heated exchange, leading to the cancellation of that show. The longtime host of the show stepped down in 2015 and was replaced by a relatively unknown South African comedian.
Green 2.
The Daily Show.
Correct. Bonus. Identify these ancient rulers for 10 points each. What cupbearer to King Kush was the founder and the first ruler of the Akkadian dynasty in Sumeria? Answer? Bounce back?
Ashurbanipal.
Incorrect. Sargon the Great or Sargon the First. What Babylonian king is best known today for a namesake law code that is carved on a column in the city of Susa?
Hammurabi.
Yes. What author of the Arma letters fathered King Tut with Nefertiti? Answer.
Akhenaten.
That is correct. 20 on the bonus, and that is halftime.
All right, so at halftime, I have Grayson County A with 130, and I have Henderson B with 160.
125.
I have 135.
Okay.
Yeah, I won. Oh, yeah,
You got 135?
I have 135.
Okay. Three of those.
Good. 25, and then number 5, I got 45.
Okay, two on that one right there. Right, good to go. Yep.
Okay, are there any substitution questions, concerns? Oh, okay, we'll start with toss-up 11. The Schaefer-Bergman form of this phenomenon comes from the interaction with crystals, and the Rayleigh criteria governs the resolution of this phenomenon. The Davison-Germer experiment showed that electrons undergo this phenomenon that is described by Bragg's law, demonstrated by Young's double-slit experiment for 10 points.
Green 3.
Wave particle duality.
That is incorrect. Identify this bending of light upon encountering a small obstacle.
Red 3.
Refraction.
Incorrect. Diffraction. Toss-up 12. This author wrote a novel about a magical item that brings bad luck to its owner and must be sold for less than it is purchased, entitled The Bottle Imp. Fruit is used to control Modestine, and this author's novel travels with a donkey. Catriona is the sequel to one novel by this author that features the character David Balfour. One of this man's works,
Green 3.
Robert Louis Stevenson.
your bonus. In 1968, this man ran for president on the American Independence Party ticket. For 10 points each, identify this man who served for 16 years as the governor of Alabama. Answer?
Benjamin
Bounce back.
Johnson.
Incorrect. George Wallace. While running for president in 1972, Wallace was left permanently paralyzed from the waist down after being shot 5 times by what would-be assassin. Answer?
Smith.
Bounce back?
No answer.
Arthur Bramer. George Wallace chose former Air Force Chief of Staff Curtis LeMay as his vice presidential candidate in 1968, after previously offering the position to what founder of a fast food restaurant? Answer.
Wendy.
Bounce back.
Rick Harrison.
That is incorrect. It is Colonel Harlan Sanders. Hey.
Oh,
Toss, oh wait,
Zero.
that is correct. Toss of 13. During this man's presidency, Operation PB Success was aimed at Jaboco Arbenez of Guatemala, and this man gave the Atoms for Peace speech. This man's son,
Red 3.
Eisenhower.
that was Howard.
bonus.
Bonus. The Tim and Tom complexes are located in this organelle. For 10 points each, identify this cellular organelle that is responsible for ATP synthesis.
Mitochondria.
The electron transport chain takes place in these inner foldings of the mitochondria. Answer?
Cystine.
Incorrect. Bounce back?
Chris Day.
Yes. This theory states that mitochondria and chloroplasts were their own cells prior to being taken into cells as we know them today.
No answer.
Bounce back? Answer?
Smith theory.
Incorrect. Endosymbiotic theory, so 2 for each one bonus. Toss of 14, a red-clad Jesus looks towards heaven in this artist's painting, El Expolio, or The Disrobing of Christ. St. John raises his hands to the sky in this artist's painting, The Opening of the Fifth Seal. In another work by this artist, the title figure's body is held by St. Stephen and St. Augustine. For 10 points, identify this artist who painted the burial of the Count of Orgaz and
Red 3.
Greco.
your bonus. Mansions in this religion include Bobo Ashanti, the Nyabingi, and the 12 tribes of Israel. For 10 points each, identify this religion developed in Jamaica in the 1930s.
Rastafarianism.
Correct. Rastafarians revere what man who served as emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974 as the second coming of Jesus. Answer?
Never with the second.
Incorrect. Bounce back. Answer? Haile Selassie. Bonus. Robert Athley Rogers penned what text sacred to Rastafarianism, or Rastafarians, whose 7th chapter reveres Marcus Garvey as a prophet.
No answer.
Bounce back. Answer. It is Holy Hippie. Toss up 15. This man studied transmarginal inhibition, or the body's tendency to shut down under overwhelming pain and stress. The psychologist induced fistulas in his work on the digestive system that won him a Nobel Prize. This man never actually used a bell to perform his best known action.
3 and 2.
Bonus. Bill and Sam kidnap the son of Ebenezer Dorset in this short story. 10 points each, identify the short story in which Bill and Sam end up paying Dorset to take his son back.
Ransom of Red Chief.
That is correct. The Ransom of Red Chief is a short story by what American author of The Cock and the Anthem?
O. Henry.
That is correct. What character in O. Henry's short story, The Gift of the Magi, sells her hair in order to buy a watch chain for her husband, Jim? Answer?
Deborah?
Incorrect. That's right.
Della.
Yes.
Score check.
Okay, so after that question, we have, down real quick. We have Henderson B with 215 and Grayson County A with 185.
Toss up 16. While trying to dodge the authorities, the protagonist of this novel plays billiards with Count Grecky. The protagonist of this novel sees his jaundice blamed on excessive drinking by Nurse Von Campen. After deserting his position as an ambulance driver,
Red 2.
A farewell norms.
that is correct. Bonus. This German philosopher was a member of the Nazi Party. For For 10 points each, identify this author of The Origin of the Work of Art, who introduced the concept of dasein in his best-known work. Answer?
No answer.
Bounce back.
Hitler.
Incorrect. Heidegger. Heidegger introduced the concept of dasein in what book that explored what it takes to be an authentic human. Answer?
No answer.
Bounce back.
How to be a person.
That is incorrect. Being and Time. Being and Time was dedicated to an earlier German thinker who wrote the Cartesian Meditations and founded phenomenology. Answer?
Big hoss.
Incorrect. Bounce back. Answer? Purcell. Toss-up 17. This man showed that coupling and repulsion are incomplete, and he discussed Janssen's discovery of crossover before Barbara McClintock. The unit of genetic linkage is named for this man, who showed that a Y-odd mutation is sex-linked. Famous for studying Drosophila, melanogaster, or fruit flies, is for 10 points what scientist who discovered X-linked traits.
Red 3.
Morgan.
Yes. Your bonus. This former governor of Rhode Island is known for his distinctive facial hair. For 10 points each, identify this man who suffered defeats during the Civil War at the Battle of the Crater and the Battle of Fredericksburg. Answer?
Grant.
Incorrect. Bounce back.
Burnside.
Yes. Burnside served as the first president of what nonprofit organization and major lobbying group that is currently led by the executive vice president, Wayne LaPierre.
The Red Cross.
Incorrect. Bounce back.
Salvation Army.
Incorrect is the NRA. Following his defeat at the Battle of Fredericksburg, Burnside was replaced as commander of the Army of the Potomac by what man who was defeated at the Battle of Chancellorsville? Answer?
No answer.
Bounce back?
Bond.
Incorrect.
Hold.
Hooker. Toss-up 18. This man was the running mate of Thomas Dewey during the 1948 presidential election.
Green 3.
Truman.
Incorrect. And was also elected governor of California 3 times. The weight of a citizen's vote cannot be made to depend on where he lives. Was this man's ruling in Reynolds v. Sims? The successor of Fred Vinson wrote the majority opinion in the case of Loving v. Virginia. For 10 points, identify this Chief Justice of the Supreme Court who headed an activist court during the cases of Miranda v. Arizona and Brown v. Board of Education.
Red 4.
Marshall.
Incorrect, it's Warren. Toss-up 19. This architect was commissioned to build the Morton Mayerson Symphony Center in Dallas, Texas, and he designed a hotel named Fragrant Hills that is recently,
Green 1.
that is correct, for power. Bonus. This jazz musician was nicknamed Satchmo. For 10 points each, identify this jazz trumpeter who is also known for his scat singing. Yeah. Armstrong won the Grammy Award for Best Song in 1965 for what song taken from a musical of the same name. Armstrong performed the song with Barbra Streisand in 1969 in a film version of the musical.
The jazz singer.
Incorrect, bounce back.
What a Wonderful World.
Incorrect, Hello Dolly. What hit song by Armstrong opens with the line, I see trees of green, red roses too, and was recently included in the film Finding Dory.
What a Wonderful World.
That is correct. Toss-up 20, the last. This author wrote about Anna's affair with Dmitry Gurov while on vacation at a resort in Yalta in Lady with the Lapdog. In one play by this author, a fire in town requires the attention of the title characters Olga, Masha, and Irina.
Green 3.
Chekhov.
Yes. Bonus. Kurt Weill provided music to a musical based upon a novel by this author. For 10 points each, identify this author of Awe, But Your Land is Beautiful, whose best-known novel is the basis for the musical Lost in the Stars. Answer?
Smith.
Incorrect. Bounce back?
There's no Harrison.
Adams.
Incorrect. It's Alan is based upon what patent novel in which Stephen Kumalo travels to Johannesburg to help his sister Gertrude.
Cry with Logan.
That is correct. While in Johannesburg, Stephen Kumalo hopes to find what man his son, who disappeared after traveling to the city and is later executed for murdering Arthur Jarvis.
Absalom.
Yes. 30 or 20 on months.
So at the end of it, I have Henderson B with 235 and Grayson County A with 260.
Congratulations.
Really
Well done.
Good game.
Yep, you're good.